Guys.
Keep scratching. Sorry, I've got the beard as well, so it just keeps nuzzling me. It's really weird. The little fluffy bit. Oh, it's really weird.
This was my intro, but you know what? Yeah, ramp it back up. Come on, guys. We're talking about Infinity War.
Hey.
Yeah.
What? I don't know. I didn't really want from us there.
It turns into a different person, doesn't it?
I just wanted a little bit of enthusiasm, but it's all right. Just roll the credits. Let's go. Welcome back to another episode of Tripod Talk, where we talk anything and everything about films. My name's Matt Lister. I'm your host. There we go. Sorry, there we go. And always, I am joined by my wonderful co-host, Miss Sophie Ellis.
Hi.
And Mr. Dylan Moore.
Hey.
Hey, guys. It's time again.
It is.
Talking about films and stuff. But first, how about we tell everyone how we're doing? We all right?
Yep.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah? We had a fun day this week, didn't we?
Yes, we did. We went to safari in Knowsley.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was fun.
How's your car doing?
Yeah.
Oh, it's about a third the car that I drove in with. But no, it was fine. I'm not really that arsed.
Have you got the back windscreen?
I need to find a wiper, and I've tried to find this is totally irrelevant, but I need to try to find. They took the strip of in the brake lights at the top.
Yeah.
I was trying to find out what that was called to buy it.
Is it not just like a brake light cover or something? Oh.
Your guess is as good as mine. My 8 seconds on eBay.
Just go to a random Halfords. There might be in there.
That's probably a good point. Yeah, I'll get my dad to fix it. That's what he's there for.
Yeah, true. That's what happened when my tire popped. I was just like, Dad, what do I do? He's like, all right, let me show you. But we're talking about Infinity War and all the latest film news, really.
Yes.
That was also part of our day, by the way. We went to the safari. And then we went to watch the film.
Well, we went for food, and it pretty much meant the entire hour we were eating, Matt was just sort of jumping in his seat a bit while we were taking our time eating.
And the entire film, I was like trying to really resist a food coma.
Yeah.
I was so drowsy. Drowsy.
I've been waiting for this film for a long time.
Yes,
and just quickly, before we go into anything else, I think it was definitely worth the wait. I'm sure we'll get more into it later on. Mm-hmm. Looking at Dill's face over there. But shall we go straight into some film news?
Sure.
Keeping people up to date with the news of film.
That's beautiful.
Beep, 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 beep. Right, okay, so I believe that's like the news intro.
Is it? What?
Instead of any music, it's like... beep, 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 beep. There we go. Okay, now Soph, I believe Soph's over with the news in the news corner.
What's going on?
You're even doing the ear thing.
I know,
Stop.
yeah. We've got headsets.
Okay, can be like to do with series as well. Stranger Things 3, Netflix confirmed start of production with teaser video.
Teaser video?
Yeah, I think it is just showing the new cast and part of the script. And Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman's daughter is in it.
Didn't even know they had a kid together.
Yeah, she's called Maya Hawke.
That's relatively normal.
She's
Fair play to
19,
them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Maya's a nice name.
It is.
Indigo, or whatever people call the kids now.
Yeah, Indigo.
Chicken Run.
I was going to say, let's not get started on baby names.
Oh, yeah.
That reminds...
There's a couple of... No, what?
I was going to bring up the baby name me and Dill got, even though it sounds like we're a couple now. We're not.
We're not.
Am I not sure?
No,
What?
Orson.
No, not Orson.
Yeah,
It's
come on.
stupid.
Yeah, because I petitioned. I'm going to tell everyone this. Orson William Lidster.
Willie.
Because-
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
I think it's pretty.
Because then he has the acronym of the OWL, and I think that'd be mint.
And I also think that's like that person's name accomplishes something. You don't like see him at the pub on his 9th Guinness at 3 p.m. Orson. Like Orson does something with a life, don't they? But anyway, we'll keep working on
that was more of a just a random talk. We're not actually pregnant, are we?
We're not pregnant. No, we're not, Matt. Okay.
Anyway, go on.
Yes. The next 3 film news is to do with sequels.
Okay.
So, Chicken Run sequel coming from the creator of Flushed Away.
Okay.
There's not been announced of a plot yet, or whether Mel Gibson will return, but that's been confirmed. A Quiet Place sequel is being developed.
Oh.
I know.
Yeah.
It's earned more than $213 million worldwide so far at the box office.
That's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's alright, yeah.
They've not said whether Krasinski and Blunt are returning.
No, they've not.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah,
I thought
know.
he wrote it.
He did. And
Oh.
helped direct and stuff, so not sure how that'll work. And another film for a sequel, we haven't really, I don't think you've seen it, I know me and Matt haven't. Jumanji sequel
Hey, to
will
be
face
fair.
off against Star Wars in December 2019.
Oh, why would you even try?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, apparently it's because it's an unstoppable force, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, so
Yeah,
they
I was
feel
gonna
like
say.
it'll bring big success.
When's that coming out? Sorry, this year or
Next year.
Next year. Okay, I was going to say
December
that's going
next
to be
year.
too much of the Rock this year if it came out this year.
I'm a
but-
little worried that we're gonna get Rock fatigue
Yeah.
by that point anyway.
I feel
Rock
one
fatigue.
film is very too much Rock.
And plus, no one really said, like, Jumanji didn't have much of a deal. Like, it wasn't a big deal when it came out. I didn't
No.
hear anybody like, oh, can't wait to go see Jumanji. Or,
Yeah, no.
did you see Jumanji? It was amazing. It was more
Mm.
like, that was in cinemas now.
It's just an
not.
overabundance of trailers and kind of behind the scenes stuff with Kevin Hart and
Yeah.
The Rock again.
A bit of
Um,
angry news about Karen Gillan. Just randomly being dressed like that.
Yeah.
When is Rampage out?
Now.
Is it?
Yeah.
So it's not showing in the cinemas in Stockport, which is, such a huge shame.
I think it is.
Tell people where we live. We don't live. No, it's all right.
Like, they can pinpoint us to the exact place. Plus, still safe anyway, I don't live in Stockport.
That's
Oh,
true.
oh, now you're telling people he doesn't live in.
No, now it's even worse.
I'm going to have to censor that.
Just bleep. We live in bleep.
Smell like beef. Sorry, I thought it sounded like...
I'm not great at sound effects, am I?
It's better than his film intro.
Beep, 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 beep. Oh, wait, no, sorry.
That
we're
was
not
like a
done
clown horn, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'll do
Yeah.
it like. There we
No,
go.
not that one.
Oh, no.
Where it
Oh,
goes,
I know.
"No."
That one.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, anyway.
That's as close as it needs to be. To be
Well, that
honest.
one's beneath you.
There was one last little bit of news, but I weren't sure whether to bring it up. Me and Dill were talking about it before. Stanley, again, has been accused of sexual assault.
Oh, no.
The 95-year-old, last year, was it? April last year?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
It's not good if
With
it
a
happens
masseuse.
again.
He's doing the Travolta, but
Oh.
with a female one this time. Yeah, it's pretty
Oh.
blatant.
Yeah, I mean, we probably won't go into the details on the podcast, but...
Do you think he should still get his cameos, or do you think kick him out?
Oh, I don't know.
Is this a whole larger
I mean-
debate about artists versus their work and stuff?
I know, yeah, because he created them, really. Or at least most of them. I don't know.
it's still his work, and, he's had a big part in that.
Let's
But
see,
again...
let's see what actually comes of it, because these are still just allegations at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, I think if it was confirmed, though, whether some of the stars of the films would,
Come out and say
Come out.
something. It's
or
interesting
whether
when
they'd
they...
risk it.
Yeah.
Because they can't replace a character like that.
Like what, sorry?
Like, say, Scarlett Johansson said, I don't want to be a part of this film if he's going to have a cameo and whatever. They're not just going to
Oh,
kick
yeah.
her out of a film.
Yeah, they
Although
do
she
have the
didn't really have
power.
that
Those
much.
like Twitter celebrities, like if Chris Evans or something said that he wasn't gonna, you know what I mean? I think that would actually work, but
Yeah.
it depends whether they want to rock the
I
boat
think
that
it'd
way.
work now, because I remember when... Because they've done that with other characters in the past, but it wasn't when the cinematic universe was as big as it was.
Yeah.
Like, they replaced Terrence Howard with Don Cheadle as War Machine.
Mm-hmm.
And they've replaced someone else, actually, in this film coming up, which is interesting.
Oh yeah, nice.
But it's not a segue yet, I'm sorry. But yeah, I feel like, especially with the kind of movements that we've had now coming up, and like Gal Gadot has been a big role in that, about Brett Ratner, was it?
Yeah, it was.
So, yeah, I feel like something like that could happen, but again, maybe innocent till proven guilty.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Nope, he did it.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he probably did it.
Oh,
Probably.
probably.
I mean, just like on the on the overwhelming balance of probabilities.
Yeah.
he's absolutely.
Especially
done it.
now that it's come out again as another
Yeah, it's
accusation.
That's
It
twice
seems
in the past
like
few
it,
months.
but
And it's not like there's much to be gained by going after Stan Lee right now.
No.
Like what you're doing for yourself there. He's 95 years old and he's kind of an icon. So it would just be dumb to decide to make something like that up. So yeah, he did it, but whatever.
That's the last bit of my
that's the last
film
bit of your
news.
film news. Dill, do you have any film news?
Just a couple
Beep,
of
beep,
things.
beep, 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 beep,
It's
beep.
not
Over,
finished
I
yet.
should have
we're,
said
no, we're over to our correspondent. Over to our correspondent, Dill. Dill, over in the other news corner.
I
Other
cannot
news corner.
stand whatever this is.
Alright, it's alright, we'll make sure it's just this one.
Nope.
Oh no. First thing was just that it's a film I'm kind of excited about. The Queen biopic, Bohemian Rhapsody,
Yeah.
with Rami
Oh,
Malek
yeah.
in it. They've released the first photos of him performing at Live Aid, that really famous show that they did,
Yeah.
Queen did. And, it's only certain angles and stuff, but it's looking, the resemblance is really strong.
Yeah.
He's got kind of the whole jaw and, like, the kind of, like look of him. So I'm kind of really looking forward to that. Apparently as well, Bryan Singer, who was a big part of the X-Men and stuff like that, he was involved with the film. No longer is. It's now being directed by Dexter Fletcher. But him and Rami Malek had quite a lot of altercations about it, and that's why he apparently Singer was unprofessional, and Malik reported to the complained to the studio.
Oh shit.
So it's interesting to see that kind of again the lead actor there had the power to overturn the kind of main guy. There's also the fact that we've kind of talked a little bit about this over recent weeks about Netflix and their kind of aspirations to get their own films bigger and awards attention and stuff. Apparently they're looking to start buying cinemas across the world. They looked into buying the Landmark Theatres in LA, but they backed out because it was too expensive. They've refused to comment themselves. But basically, the TV shows have been very successful, but their films haven't gone anywhere near your Stranger Things or Orange is the New Black type of level. So they're hoping that if it's in a cinema, then they're going to get kind of a bit more attention. Obviously, the films are going to have to step up a notch as well. Yeah. But they'll be able to kind of get a bit more attention and then start to kind of get their way into that.
That'd be really cool. Like if everyone who's a Netflix member kind of gets their own membership card sort of thing, and they can go into this.
I didn't think about the money side of it, but yeah, like
yeah.
You got,
so it's like, say for example, it's like the cards that we've got, like a cinema pass sort of thing. You use that as like a Netflix one.
Or you can get like a special Netflix subscription, like your $5 or more. You also get full-time cinema or something like that. Yeah. That'd be really interesting, yeah. They're just, obviously, the amount of money they're putting into films as well, they're going to have to rock up the output a bit, but it could be interesting to see if that was like a whole different cinema thing.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah. So
that's really changed the game. I really hope they go ahead with that, because it's like it's not just Hollywood anymore, it's anyone.
What would be great as well, they might even do TV series stuff, like, say the new season of Stranger Things is coming out. Just do like before they do like a marathon, and you watch like people would lose their minds for that thing. They'd dress up, they'd have they'd make a killing off food and merch and stuff. So it's definitely something for them to look up. I mean, I don't know why I'm trying to advise Netflix right now.
I know, yeah. Honestly, hire us. We'll get you going through. Good, well, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, they announced that worldwide there's 125 million Netflix users, which is, I think they posted that the other day. I don't know whether I'm surprised by that, but again, with you saying about Netflix users having their own card, I don't really think that would work.
What do you mean?
Like how you said about a card, if you subscribe to Netflix and you pay for that, obviously they're not really making as much money if 125 million people got to go.
No, but obviously normal people can go as well. It's just if you have the card, it's like an unlimited thing.
Yeah.
Or maybe a reduced price.
Of those 125 million, each one of them is paying £8 a month.
At least.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So they're making a lot of money. You add it up to like $9.99 as like a cinema pass thing. Or, like 12. Let's see what we can get to here. $14.99 a month. Listen to us, Netflix. And then they have a specific Netflix screening that they can go to. Or even if they just buy their own sort of slot in each cinema, that'd be really cool. Yeah. So you go to a normal cinema, and then they've got like the Netflix section where they've got like 4 screens just for Netflix stuff.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'm giving you ideas here, guys. But yeah, no, that'd be really cool. Yeah, no, I think that'd be cool. I like that. Cool. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to hearing more about that if they do. Yeah. Anyway, you've just really excited me.
And now we're going to talk
Not
about...
for the first time.
Yeah.
Hey. Let's round up.
Film news.
Okay, so let me go back over to the anchor.
3.
They're so lucky that they don't have a camera showing
beep, 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 beep.
He's so happy with himself.
Well, thank you, news correspondents, with the hosts, with the news. Let's go into the film review.
All right, go for
it.
I
definitely feel like you should kick off.
What
we're talking about
this
today.
film was amazing. No. Okay, so I'll give a short synopsis of the film. It's following all the events of all the other films in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Kind of picks up straight after Thor Ragnarok.
Sorry, have you seen it?
No.
No. Okay.
It's alright. Well, I won't give any spoilers for Thor Ragnarok, but we will be talking spoilers about this film.
I forgot it was even the film.
And so if you've not seen it, please go and watch it and then come back here and listen to what we have to say about the film. But so basically we follow the story of Thanos, who seems to be more of a main character than most other people in this film. It's about his quest to find the 6 Infinity Stones. And the Avengers plus the Guardians plus everyone else on the Earth, really, or at least in some places, try and stop him, and that's the story.
Yeah, so he's collecting stones, isn't he?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah. So what stones do they have?
Okay, so we've got. Let's see if I can remember them all. We've got the Power Stone, which was first seen.
Forgot about that one.
It was first seen in Guardians of the Galaxy. Then we have the Reality Stone. It's first seen in Thor: The Dark World. We have the Time Stone, first seen in Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
We have Soul. We have the Soul Stone, which is the first time it appears is in this movie with an awesome cameo. Then,
who's that?
Yeah, I'll tell you in a bit.
All right, fair enough. I figure you will.
We have the Mind Stone, which is in the head of Vision. Was first seen technically in
Loki
the
staff.
Avengers. Yeah.
Hey.
Or possibly Thor.
Red
Even.
Band something.
I can't remember. And then we have the Space Stone, which is the Tesseract, which was first seen in the Avengers, or it was in Thor. I can't remember. Might have been
Fake fan.
No, I think it was a post-credit scene in Thor. So yeah, these are the 6 stones that kind of control anything and everything, really.
Yeah, and once he gets hold of them all,
Yes, and Thanos' plan is to wipe out half of the life in the universe. So yeah, what did you guys think? We talked a little bit about the plot. What did you think about the film?
Still?
I mean, I thought it was alright. I haven't got the enthusiasm everyone else has, but I'll get into more my specific reasons for it. But yeah, I mean, I think this is more your moment to talk about it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, do you want me to just go straight into it?
Alright, I was going to say that I enjoyed it.
No?
Oh, sure. Yeah, no, go on.
No, go on.
Sure. Come on.
Alright, okay. I love this film.
This is Matt Lister's podcast.
I know,
this week.
Yeah, it had such a big task to kind of bring all these different characters together and figure out a story where everyone kind of gets their own bit of screen time as well, and it not feel too overfilled. And I thought it pulled it off. I love the way that we kind of resonated with Thanos and learned about what his goal is. And for me, I kind of understood him a little. I feel like they did a little bit with what they did with Killmonger in Black Panther, and try and get that more of an understanding of the character, which I feel that since Black Panther they've been reeling out really good villains as well. So I thought he was a really good, formidable threat. You get to see that straight away, which is an awesome scene. But yeah, no, I absolutely love this film. I thought it was I think it was the best film they could have done, considering what it could have been if they didn't pull it off.
Yeah.
Like, this film could have sucked, but I feel like they got the right balance in most parts for it. Like, I'm not saying it's a perfect film, but
No. I think the reason that it's going to get the reason I don't really like it that much is because it's part 1 of 2. So the ending in particular just feels like the most anticlimactic thing. Because he said so much in interviews, deaths are justified, people will die. And because so many, obviously spoilers, but because so many left at the end and quite a few of them are coming back, it's hard to really have that emotional bond.
I don't know how justified they were either, because wasn't it just random? Or was there a reason for
Well, Loki and Gamora's were.
I mean, everybody turning into dust, massive spoiler.
Yeah.
Was that just a random thing?
no, that's Thanos completing his quest. Like,
No, but as in half the people.
Random, yeah.
It's just random.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
So how's it
just
justified
random.
if it's random?
See, I think the justification is in the ones that died before that, and I think they're dead for real. I don't think they're coming back.
Yeah, they
Which
are.
are who?
Which are Loki, Gamora, Heimdall. Sorry, massive spoilers.
Yeah,
just
we
in case
said
you
it,
haven't
to
got
be
it.
fair, yeah.
And
They still hate you're an idiot.
who else died? Someone else died in this.
I don't
Vision.
know.
Vision. Yeah.
I
He's
just
gone.
feel like they just kind of killed off all the second rate ones though. Like they didn't kill any of the main people. I don't like Loki might be a main one, but I don't really feel like people with that. He was good in his own. He was kind of good in his own film, but he hasn't really done anything since.
Yeah, there's
then.
not much more they could have done with him. But with
Oh, yeah,
Gamora, I
no.
was hoping she would have kind of a standalone thing.
But she got like a full emotional arc in this film compared
Yeah.
to anybody else, and
With the
then they killed her.
childhood.
So that was kind of at least they gave her a real run as a character, and then they dropped her.
Oh yeah, it was really interesting development with them.
Yeah.
Like specifically with the pairings of characters as well, which I'll go into later on.
Yeah.
But What was I gonna say? I can't remember what I was gonna say. I'm sorry.
Oh,
We talk.
it's all right. Yeah, I was going to say overall. Sorry, was that loud?
It's all right.
Other than the ending, I pretty much liked everything else. I like the way that it goes between Wakanda and when they're in space, and you know when they have music to distinguish. They had like a certain type of music for when the Guardians were being introduced.
Yeah, it's very well scored. Alan Silvestri's done a great job on this again. And anytime I hear the Avengers main theme, I just get goosebumps. Anytime.
Yeah.
See, I'm really, before we kind of go more into the positives and stuff, I'm more intrigued to find out what you thought about it, Dill, specifically, like the not necessarily bad parts, or maybe they are bad parts on your in your view.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, what do you think?
I'm not sure because I do think I have to watch it again to get a good idea. But a few kind of things. For one, I just think I'm pretty tired of the whole comic book hero thing. Specifically, the times I was really noticing it would be when, you know, you get the witty quips in between and right before a big battle that they kind of do, what they think is like little throwaway, try to be funny lines and stuff. Some of them are funny. For one, I'm just like, it's now at this point, it's just getting annoying to me with like, you keep trying to raise the stakes, but you know, half the universe is going to die, but now this guy's making a joke here, and if they all land and they all work, then it's all right. But then it just became annoying to me with like, it's just inconsistent with how are we trying to make little jokes in these situations when you've just seen eight of your friends die and you've had this awful background. And now, like with Spider-Man, it played for me because he was a kid and he made sense as a character and his little jokes were in line with him.
Yeah.
But with a lot of the other ones, like especially mid-battles ones, you know, when someone's on the ground having just been pounded through 8 buildings,
Yeah.
and then someone goes over to them and just like, hey, and
Yeah.
then they get back in the battle. It's just like, oh, sod off. And then like, you know, a lot of the pop cultural reference to side stuff of it and things like that. I just feel like these are now, I'm kind of tired of the whole superhero side of, we want to make the stakes big and they're going to have to keep getting bigger because we're introducing more people and we're introducing these more fantastical elements. But then it just didn't feel consistent to me in the whole, I kept getting like a little bit uncomfortable with, you know, this is probably about, you know, 3 billion people have just died. She's just seen a planet fall apart, and you're making a joke about a teenage tree being a bit hormonal or whatever. And it just felt
Teenage tree.
Yeah,
Such a weird sentence.
I know. So I don't know. Do you have any kind of response to that? Do you know what I'm saying?
No, because I feel like that's just your personal opinion on it. Like for me, obviously, you know, I love this kind of stuff, so I'm still invested in it. So I still like those kind of quips because I feel like that's the kind of style that they've got. I feel like they're the style of the films that we've come to expect Marvel to make. So I think it's just part of what they do.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I still love the product, so I still kind of love that aspect of it. So I think that's more just personal taste. What do you think, so?
I think it's the same with Star-Lord and with, just jumping across to Deadpool. Like, I understand Deadpool's supposed to be this, like, dark humour and stuff, but it seems to be trying to be too funny in the situation you're in, and Star-Lord did it quite a lot in the Guardians thing. I think this time round he played it a bit better just out of jealousy rather than making other jokes.
He was good.
Yeah. Yeah, there were some specific parts that I found that were really funny.
Yeah.
One thing as well, then, just while to get my stuff off the plate.
I know, yeah,
so
I thought we can kind of go through that stuff first and then...
What your thoughts on Thanos as a villain? You think he's interesting? You like him a lot?
Yeah, I really do. Mainly more through the actual... I think more just the kit of like what they've actually accomplished
With
in
the
like
motive.
the CGI character and the way they've managed to make him like more of a real character. Like the way that he looked like on screen, the way that he actually shows emotion was something that I was captivated by. I thought Josh Brolin did an awesome job. Like doing
Josh
that.
Brolin was the best part of the character for me.
Oh yeah, and just like and then Thanos' actual motivations within that, and kind of understanding it a little bit more on his side. I feel like they could have done a bit more to do that, and maybe a little bit more to kind of develop the relationship between him and Gamora to show that, you know, the reason why he did what he did. Could have been done a little bit better, but apart from, I think he had enough time for everyone to kind of go, oh, that's why he's doing this. Oh, okay.
See, now,
sort of thing.
Now I'm thinking I really should have like come with a list or just had a few examples in mind. But his motivation for me is one that's been really played out and overused in recent films, which is the whole lack of resources, overpopulation, we need to be brutal in order to survive. That thing, I feel like, has been absolutely just worn to death by recent films. And it's just the least original, because it's hitting a lot of social things now, and I don't blame them for using it in a big, like, wide-reaching kind of major film like this. But that kind of thing is just tired to me now, with that being a motivation. And then as well, even with him as a villain, his tactic was the same for everybody, which was just find someone they love, target them, get them to come, then smash them into oblivion. But there was no variety with the way he kind of went about doing things and tactically kind of outmaneuvered the Avengers or the heroes or anything like that. It was just he found somebody that they cared about, got to them through them, and then just kind of beat them with his giant fists and alien body. But there was just, as a villain, I was just like, Josh Brolin's really good. I like that they've tried to give him some emotional range, but this motivation is it's the least original thing going right now. And the way he's getting to these Avengers, like, they really could have, I would have liked them to come up with a bit more of an interesting way for him to actually outmaneuver them and outsmart them and show that he's this, rather than just a big dude with a shiny wrist. He's like actually kind of really, like, tactically, he's on another level to them.
Yeah, no, Soph, do you want to add anything to that?
No, I do agree. And I think in a villain, even though it's good to understand their reasoning, I kind of want a villain that I, like, really hate. But I found myself rooting just for everyone. I didn't really have a particular
Like side.
side.
Yeah.
But when it comes to especially superhero films, I prefer to have a side because you're more rooting for particular characters.
I think maybe
I like to be torn, because I think that's the reason why. Oh, you filthy animal! No, I think that's more the reason why I prefer Black Panther, because I could see so much of Killmonger's side where I'm like, oh, I don't know which side I'm rooting for. Like, I hope he survives. I hope they can kind of reconcile.
I think that's why I love Killmonger, is because maybe it's just a time, like, all the kind of political crap going on right now, and it's just everything's on the verge of apocalypse. It feels like. Maybe just for me, I liked the kind of anger of Killmonger, and just he had some conflicting attitudes inside him, but it just felt to me like this whole half the world's in jeopardy, but we're all gonna make little jokes and kind of put the value of one life ahead of billions. That as well is something that I'm kind of done with in films. Like, you shouldn't be doing that. That's not your job. Your job as with the power you have and the responsibility you have is to put the millions first. You can't just put, I know that dude, so I'm gonna go ahead and save him.
About Doctor Strange?
I wasn't thinking about anyone. Oh, there you go. Yeah, there's the example. I'd forgotten most of what's happened in the film. I'm just talking generally now.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about, like, if we move on to Doctor Strange and his sort of interactions.
Do you mind if I just go back over the point before to do with Thanos and stuff? I think the reason why they did that is because, like, you kind of see as time progresses. Well, you can kind of see stuff that's supposed to be kind of showing his background, and you can see he's, like, very heavily armored, like when he's with Gamora and showing her, like, the blade, like the perfectly balanced blade. And then throughout this film he kind of seems to strip off a lot, mainly just because he's not got as much armor, and, like, the less, like, the more we go through the film, the less armor he actually has.
Emotional armor you're talking?
No,
like physical
armor.
What armor are you talking about?
Like, the big gold plates he had when he was massacring.
I didn't even notice.
Okay, so by the end of the film he just had, like, a vest on, but that's because he had the Infinity Gauntlet. So it was kind of, I saw that it was just showing how powerful he was, like, flicking them aside. He's flicking everyone aside, because that's how powerful he is. So I feel like, because at the beginning of the film he kicked Hulk's ass, which I thought was really cool. Like, there's that moment where you think the Hulk's gonna win, and then you can see Ebony Moore, like one of his children, just say, let him have his fun. And obviously we've seen Hulk to be the most strong character in the cinematic universe so far. Yeah. And then Thanos just beats this guy to a pulp and knocks him out.
Yeah.
We'll come back to Hulk because I need to ask something about that.
Okay, yeah. So, like, to then see him go from that to just wielding the gauntlet with all the stones on it, flicking everyone aside, it just kind of emphasizes the power that he has.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's the
reason for what?
Like, for the reason why he was just kind of mauling through everybody, because I think you said you had a problem with it before.
With what side of that?
Thanos just being so powerful.
Being all the other lives.
No, I mean
for the one life.
No, it was a point before that.
Oh.
I don't think I was
What the
making that point. I don't have a problem with how powerful he is. I had a problem with the way he was maneuver. Like, what you talking about when I was talking about how the way he was actually outmaneuvering the Avengers and how he was tactically behaving.
Oh yeah, no, that's what. Yeah, that's the part.
Because at the end he doesn't need to be tactical because he can just beat him with a gauntlet.
That's the
no, I
point
get
was
that.
making.
Yeah, but like even getting them to kind of, do you know, when he got them to come to him and stuff like that, it was never anything. It was always he didn't like make them think they were doing something, but actually they were walking into his plan. There was none of that. It was just, I'm grabbing you, whoever, and you're gonna have to come because I've got you, whoever. So just that felt pretty basic to me. But I understand that obviously he grew in that power because they've made a big deal about how these stones do things.
Sorry, I got lost in translation there.
No, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, going to the Doctor Strange thing. The way that he gave up the stone for Iron Man's power.
Was that the one possibility?
Yeah, that's what I
Okay.
think that is.
Yeah, I figured.
Like he has to kind of die and let everyone else die in order for them to survive.
Come back in the
end.
second one as well.
Yeah, see
'Cause that's going to happen.
that was the only
superhero films. Sorry.
that was the only part that I did like from the interactions between Iron Man and Doctor Strange. You know, when he asked about the possibilities out of however many million different possibilities, and he said there's only one, and that proper sunk into everybody. But other than that, I wasn't too keen on Tony Stark and Doctor Strange being together. I didn't like their interactions, and there was a moment when Doctor Strange was using the Time Stone and he was sort of glitching out a bit while he was using the Time Stone, and we sort of looked at each other because the CGI and he was like moving his head and we were like, oh, what's going on here? And I wasn't too keen on that part of the CGI, but other than that, I think it's just because I don't like Doctor Strange. Like I don't like whether it's I don't like Benedict Cumberbatch as him, or whether it's just a character within itself that I don't like. I can't figure it out.
There is like a weird over, you know, when a character's got so much ability, it's a bit like kind of like cheat code. Like why is he in any kind of issue if he can do that and do that and do that?
Yeah.
Like they felt, because obviously we didn't have the whole Doctor Strange, or haven't seen the whole Doctor Strange film, so I assume there's some limitations that get built into the film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But otherwise he's pretty infallible, so it's just like, oh, you know that one thing, why not just send out a group text?
Yeah.
Like, everybody do this, guys, and we'll beat them. Like, just it felt a bit like he's got that much ability, and why is anything ever an issue?
Yeah, well, I found I ended up liking the cloak more than him.
Yeah, I was a big fan of the cloak.
Yeah.
Cloak was adorable.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know what it
Drax
was.
was
for the
funny
first
with
10
that
minutes.
cloak. He's like this
Yeah.
cloak of death or something. As it's got his hand, he's trying to fight it.
Oh, I do like
I
that.
like Drax. Yeah, probably my
Drax
favorite
had
character.
he had some great lines in this. It's like,
did,
who is
yeah.
Gamora? What is Gamora?
Why?
I'll do you one better. Why is Gamora?
See, it's so hard to deliver that line well, and he's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But wrestlers who go into acting really are like, they tend to be really good,
Except The Rock.
except The Rock. Yeah.
Although that's the fatigue at the
Controversial.
moment.
But you like Doctor Strange and stuff, don't you?
Yeah, well, I love that pairing. It was like with Tony Stark and Spider-Man together.
Yeah, I
It's
like those two.
Great pairing.
Yeah.
And then, because there's a big parallel between Iron Man and Doctor Strange in the comics as well, both part of the Illuminati. So it's like they're both, yeah, that's a whole different thing. But
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Rich white people.
actually, Black
Doctor Strange.
Panther's one of them as well.
Is he?
Yeah. Who
Token.
I don't want to give anything away actually, but yeah, I'll leave.
It was just something I wanted to show you that.
What
Hulk, we need you. That's a meme at the moment.
Why is
It would make more sense. It's green because it's Hulk.
Ah, okay. I thought it was supposed to be a Squidward reference, which, to be honest, that was a great line as well from Iron
See,
Man.
Oh,
wh-
yeah,
While
yeah.
you've done that, I know you're on a point, Matt. But why did he not go into the Hulk? Is there a reason for that?
Oh,
That
for
Hulk
me,
dude
what
won't
I
come out.
thought personally is that
Yeah.
the Hulk's afraid.
Yeah.
I thought that just now, but it didn't feel like that. Like there was no in the film. It was just a bit like, again, even Mark Ruffalo was a bit kind of like making a few jokes about it even on the middle of a battlefield. He was just like, "Oh, Hulk, why won't you come out? Me and you've got to get on the same page." It's like right now the planet's about to get just decimated, and you're like
Yeah.
arguing with your little Jekyll and Hyde ripoff.
I weren't sure whether that was because he's seen Black Widow again. You know, like, and that doesn't want to come out more, you know, because she had such a prominent role in, like, saying that thing to him to calm him down from that. I wasn't sure if that was supposed to be
See,
interpreted.
he didn't turn into the Hulk before he'd met Black Widow.
Well, he was Hulk right at the start when he got his arse
Yeah, but then he
handed.
crash landed to New York, remember?
Oh, yeah, of course.
So I don't know if that's a valid enough.
It felt like
point
they were
with that
phasing
one.
him out. a little bit.
Mm.
He didn't
Well,
really
I was
have a
saying
role.
this to Sophie. I think I might have brought it up a couple of weeks ago when we've talked about the cinematic universe and stuff. But because Universal are still holding the rights to a standalone Marvel film, Marvel are trying to make a Hulk story within many different Marvel films because they could put him in team-ups. So that's the reason why I was in Ragnarok. But and then within this as well, so obviously the Hulk's been away for a couple of years. He comes back, and now they're trying to tell the story of Hulk being afraid and trying to get this relationship with Banner. So it's like trying to do a story arc of that character within many different films. So you'll probably see quite a few different things out of him. I know it's a bit of a cheap way to do it, but at the same time...
Oh, no, it's a good way of doing it. I just feel like Bruce Banner's more of one of the pathetic characters out of the rest of them.
Because he's a bit made redundant by Tony Stark. He's like, oh, he's a genius scientific mind. Okay, well, there's a more genius scientific mind right here. So he's just kind of, what's he gonna do? Sort out his pipettes.
Any other points
from
from the parents in particular?
Oh, from the parents. Yeah, I also liked... I liked Thanos and Gamora together and kind of finding out more about them.
Yeah.
And kind of seeing the relationship between them. I liked Scarlet Witch and Vision when they kind of had their part together. I thought it was an interesting way to do it, and it kind of goes back to what I was saying about, or at least I feel this way anyway. See what you guys feel about it, but I feel like everyone got enough of a moment in this film to not be specifically redundant. So everyone kind of got enough screen time to show this character a little bit more and a little bit more development, but at the same time, it's not too little either. So I feel like they got their moment, like Tony Stark and Spider-Man, and kind of coming together with other characters. I thought Thor got quite a lot of time
He did, yeah.
on his own, also with Rocket Raccoon, and kind of showing different elements of those characters, because it's like even Rocket Raccoon, kind of seeing him.
Name?
Yeah.
Oh Jesus! I didn't know that.
I can't remember his official name. It's like a load of numbers and stuff. But,
Yeah.
No, it's all right.
yeah, it's in Guardians 1, obviously he's quite vicious and more kind of angry than anything, and then
Yeah.
in 2 he's a bit more stubborn in certain ways, and then you see like his character learning to become more humane, I guess, and trying to be more
Although
compassionate
it
with
is
other
funny
people.
because he got out of his chair and he was just like, all right, time to go and give this guy a pep talk or something.
Yeah.
Right? And then he went over there and he just started interrogating him about how screwed he was.
Yeah.
And I was like, what
About
kind of
his
pep
dead
talk is this?
family.
He was like, oh, your family's dead, so that's not worked out. That's not worked out. You've got no one in your life. Everyone you like's dead. All
Yeah.
right, pep talk over. I was like, what kind of? I know you're a raccoon, but still, don't even. But just stay sat down. You would have been a lot better just not getting involved in that conversation.
Yeah, but at the same time, I do quite like the fact that it's showing development in that character, trying to do this and be something different, even if it didn't work out.
Yeah.
Peter Dinklage was fun in this.
Yeah, it was. That felt a bit to me like we'll get a small person and make him massive. That's funny, right?
It's even weirder because they're actually dwarves.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
in the... Yeah, I
So,
know.
You know, fair enough. He took the role, so he knew what he was getting
excessive
into.
empowerment. It's just that felt a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, but
It
what,
was a weird moment, that,
I was
wasn't
just a
it?
bit like, why do you need to? This feels like you're trying to make a separate point outside of the film that's not really landing in a very comfortable way. I just felt a bit weirded out by that.
yeah, and there was one shot in it where I thought it looked like he wasn't CGI'd,
Yeah.
and then it looked like
Where
he
they
was
shot from a
normal
low
size.
angle to try
Yeah,
and do that trick. And it's like, if you're going to do that trick, you've got to do that trick consistently.
Yeah.
You can't just
Yeah.
use a lot of CGI and then do that in the middle.
yeah, no,
But no, I know they had a lot of threads to balance from different films and a lot of characters to get in, and I think they did well in that. It's just, I don't know, a little bit kind of fatiguing, a little bit, I thought, just kind of tired of that villain motivation. But I can't really think of anything better offhand myself. But then I'm not getting paid millions, so not my job.
What do you think?
I did actually want you to bring up the importance of Red Skull.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, I
so-
saw your face when he came on, and you
Oh,
were like,
You also
my
laughed because at one
God.
point you did the Wakanda
yeah.
thing in the seat, and I heard him laughing, and it was just
Yeah, because he looked over me and was like, so I joined in.
I was the only person in the cinema laughing because it was a battle scene. I was just like,
But yeah, no. So obviously, last time we saw Red Skull was he got beamed away with the Tesseract. Well, not with it, by the Tesseract in 2011's Captain America: The First Avenger. And Hugo Weaving's always said that he didn't want to come back and play the role and stuff, and everyone's been like, but you were meant to come back. I don't think they said exactly that. But yeah, so obviously that kind of character's been written out. So when he kind of turned up in this film, I was like, oh, that's where you've been.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you weed a bit, like just the excitement on your face.
It's just because that's such like long-term booking in a way that kind of pays it off for the people who've been there from like the beginning. So it's like, it's just a nice little thing to kind of add in, like, oh, there you go, you can have this, and it's like, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You know, this is, you know, it kind of ties something off as well. Like, obviously everyone's been wondering where he is, and now he's the actual kind of guardian of the Soul Stone as well. I just thought it was a nice touch. I've later figured out it wasn't actually Hugo Weaving who reprised him. They got someone else from The Walking Dead. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But I still think he looked great. He sounded alright. I think his German accent was a bit off, but yeah, well. I want him to come back, hopefully. That might be a good way to bring him back if they were to do that. But
They do need more characters.
Well, see, Red Skull was actually a really good villain. So, or at least in my eyes.
Yeah, I like that film.
So,
I remember him.
yeah, I've always wanted him to come back, and maybe this is a way to do that if they
Can they give Hugo Weaving more money, though?
No, I think they'll probably carry on with that guy.
Who's this dude? Yeah.
I don't want this Walking Dead. I was about to say nonsense.
But yeah, no, I thought that was a nice kind of thing to add in as well. He's talking about nonsense.
I just love the word.
You just love the word. I'm trying to think what else there was.
Yeah, what did you want to talk about? Was that the cameo you were talking about?
Yeah, that was the cameo.
Okay.
There was a moment with, because obviously Thor has a new weapon now.
Axe thing.
Yeah.
Stormbreaker.
Which was
That's
made
grim.
using Groot's arm as well.
Oh yeah, I thought that was a nice touch.
I thought it was alright. It's the only part that I like Groot in, which is
See,
really
even
sad.
even that one little bit. Obviously, you've seen Groot as like a teenager and being a moody teenager throughout this. He's just been playing his games, and then he can kind of see that he needs to be active in some sort of way to, you know, kind of help the universe. So he kind of sacrifices himself. He gets off his game for one and sacrifices his arm. I know it grows back and stuff, and
yeah, it's just.
I just feel like even that part, just that tiny little snippet of Groot doing that, kind of shows some development of the character as well. And it's just
Yeah, I
little bits like that
suppose.
where you're like, oh, okay, so everyone's kind of getting the moment. Or at
Yeah.
least in my eyes it was.
Yeah, I suppose so. I think just because Groot's seen as this like adorable, like icon of Guardians, like from the first film.
Yeah, Groot was everybody loved.
Yeah, everybody loved him. Then little baby Groot, which I've got the T-shirt of, which is just so cute.
Yeah.
And then he was just adorable, and he had his funny little moments running with that button that he wasn't supposed to press because he's this naughty little kid. And I understand the progression, but I just don't know how much more they can do with him.
I remember
From
reading
the-
in the trivia that Vin Diesel was the one who actually told people that Guardians were going to be in this film. And it just kind of like, I do have a begrudging respect for him for what he's done as kind of like a businessman with getting rights over like the Riddick franchise and Fast and Furious and stuff, but he is an awful person. And he just clearly had to be involved in some way, even though he's the least relevant. Like, he's one of the smallest roles in the film,
Yeah.
but he had to, you know, stick his little ego in there and reveal the news to everybody. So just little fuck you to Vin Diesel.
All right.
Come out.
I'll cut that one clip and just put that through Twitter and get it to him. Is there anything else anyone else wants to talk about?
Yeah, just really
Like-
quickly with Thor, there was a scene on the battle from when he shot up in the air and it sort of went dark and his eyes like
Lit up with
glowed.
Lightning.
Yeah,
thing.
I really like that shot. And obviously he has both eyes now because
Yeah.
Rocket gave him the eye from...
Some guy he robbed.
Yeah.
Yeah, even that, like, I know it seems like a really cheap thing to kind of add in. It's like, oh, look, you've got an eye. There you go. You can have an eye now. But, like, even that's, like, shown seeds of him trying to steal stuff since the first Guardian. So it's
Yeah.
something that you can kind of believe as well. I think it's just, like, that extra level of kind of believability, or at least,
I feel like he pulled the
suspense of
eyeball
belief.
out at some point beforehand. Like, I feel like I've seen a loose eyeball in these films at some point.
Yeah.
I just can't think where, but I do feel like that's like rolled across the screen or like being in the background at some point.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if actually like it's a deliberate thing to bring back. That's where I like give a lot of credit to the Russo brothers with like they've clearly done the research, looked through all the films and pulled everything together that they possibly could whilst making sure not to drop any threads that would have people freak out. Because it'd be so easy for the kind of weird fanaticism you get in these kind of films for people to lose their mind over like, but Black Widow didn't get the, or whatever. Is there someone called Black Widow? Have I made that
Yeah.
up?
Scarlett Johansson.
Oh yeah, cool. But they did a good job of like, you know, keeping nerds at bay.
which they did. Just quickly, before I go into some things I liked, and then we'll go into the movie review.
Some things you liked. What?
Just like certain lines and stuff that I thought were really cool.
No, cool.
And little bits. Did you, this is specifically for you, Adil,
Yep.
did you see in the credits anything to do with any sort of TV series?
No, I was looking at baby names for human self, so I wasn't looking for a TV series.
Right, there was a specific thing that said there is a character stolen, taken from Arrested Development in this film.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh,
There-
who was?
And the character that was in it, because it had like a specific thing to do with Arrested Development, and Tobias Funke.
Tobias is in it.
Yeah, I saw the screenshot of it as well. Him as one of the Blue Man group. Apparently,
Blue Man group, right?
yeah, and you know when he painted himself all blue,
All right.
he's in the background. I'm pretty sure it might have been in Nowhere. You know the place where they went to in space,
Yeah.
and Thanos had used the Reality Stone. I'm pretty sure it's in one of them, but they actually reference that in because in the credits it says this character has been taken from
'Cause that's-
Arrested Development.
And the Russos had a big role in
Yeah.
that, so that's cool. That's why.
So
I
that's
was hoping
their
they did a
Arrested
community
Development thing
because
in
the
there as
Russos,
well.
they like the shows they've been involved in are known for keeping things running over long times. That's why I think they could do this. Like on Community, they had a Beetlejuice joke that ran over 4 seasons, where they said it once, said it twice, and then the third time it was a Halloween episode, and a guy in a Beetlejuice costume walked across the back of the screen.
Nice.
So it's like, oh my god, there he is. Yeah, that doesn't even look like him.
No.
I know it's not
I don't
exactly
think it's the actual.
like
I
him,
don't think
but,
it's the
like,
actor, but I think it's.
I don't
somebody,
think it is either, but
it's
I
not,
think they
it's
just
not David
went-
Cross. But I
Still.
like it anyway.
Yeah.
David Cross is too probably like deliberately refused to do it anyway. It's cool.
I like David Cross. But yeah, I just wanted
That's
to bring
one
that up
little
because
thing.
I know
No,
you
that's
like
cool.
Arrested
Nice.
Development. But there are just some lines in this that I kind of noted down that I really liked. The Squidward one. I thought that was really funny.
Yeah, we all
Yeah.
laughed at that.
Every time Thor called Rocket Raccoon Sweet Rabbit,
Yeah.
I laughed every single time.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that like Rocket Raccoon kind of let him call him that as well, because in
He was like, he needs this.
in other films as well, he's like, I'm a what? Because like in Guardians 2, they called him a trash panda.
Yeah.
And then in this, he let him call him Sweet Rabbit.
Yeah.
Chris, no, that's not his actual name. Peter Quill in this. Chris Pratt calling him a purple ballsack. Thanos.
Could not see it the same way after
Yeah, his
that.
chin.
Yeah.
Giant purple
I,
ball
I thought that was nice touch as well. And the part where Thor comes onto the battlefield, he's talking to Captain America, and he said, "This is my new tree friend." And
Yeah.
And Groot just goes, "I am Groot," and he goes, "I am Steve Rogers."
Yeah. I forgot about
It's just little lines like that I really liked. But overall, I did really like this film.
I'd actually like to see
Yeah.
Chris Evans do a bit more kind of comedy type stuff with
Yeah.
his stuff, because he is funny, but he doesn't get to Captain America. He's always been a bit of the grumpy. I suppose he is technically
Yeah.
the grumpy old man because he's like 100 years old or whatever.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But, like he doesn't really.
The one thing I've seen him do, which is really, it wasn't even in the. Oh no, it was in the film. Yeah, it's in Thor: The Dark World, and it's when Loki's trying to turn himself into other characters and stuff because he's trying to annoy Thor.
Yeah.
And he transforms himself into Captain America, and he's like, "Oh, this is a nice suit." Obviously, it's like Chris Evans playing it as well,
Yeah.
but it's really weird because it's Chris Evans playing it as Loki,
Playing.
playing as like Tom Hiddleston's kind of doing it, but he's doing it so well that you think it's Tom Hiddleston doing it, and it's
Yeah.
like, whoa, this is weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's the most fun I've seen Captain America.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, is there any other points you guys wanted to talk about?
No, not off the top of my head. I mean, we spoke about how tragic Scarlet Witch's character is in the comics. And obviously she went through all that to destroy the stone just for Thanos to rewind and then kill
that's
him that
pretty
way
messed up,
anyway,
actually.
which was
Oh, yeah.
so messed up. Because not only she had to do that to kill him, she's seen him die twice.
Though,
And her
was
brother
she one
died.
of the ones who survived at the
No.
end?
Oh, I forgot about the brother.
No, she disappeared as well.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Oh.
Good for her.
See, did
she'll
you
definitely
notice
come
who's survived?
No, I was going to ask you if
Iron
you could
Man.
remember those.
It's pretty much.
I noticed
mainly
Iron Man
the-
did. Yeah, I was like,
it's
I
all
thought they'd
the
get rid of him. Definitely.
original Avengers from the first film. So you got
Really?
Thor, Captain America, Iron Man, Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow, and obviously a couple of other new ones as well. But it's the main lot from because Mark Ruffalo. Oh my God, keep just calling him by the first
That's
name.
Bruce
fine,
Banner.
Bruce Banner and slash the Hulk.
Did
They
Black
all
Panther
survive.
and his sister both go?
It's what? Sorry.
Did Black Panther and his sister both go? I know Black
we
Panther
didn't see his sister go, so she might still be around.
I'd want her to stay around.
Yeah, I wish
like
she
her.
was in it more. I really like her.
Yeah, she's becoming a one of like, especially in terms of connecting with young people and stuff. I think a lot of people like buzz off little sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, even that. Just talking about small character development moments as well. You know, when they bring Vision to her, and
Yeah.
she's like, "Oh, why didn't you just do this?"
Mhm.
It's like even just that one line shows that encapsulates the character from like the last film, and then kind of puts it even more compared
Yeah.
to.
But
the
do you
other
not
people.
That was an
think
annoying
that
rant.
kind of belittles Bruce Banner a bit? You know how I said about him being pathetic, and she's just
Yeah.
like, "Well, why didn't you do that?" And he's like,
Didn't
"Oh God, the
think
one
of it.
thing I'm good at, I'm not even that good at."
He doesn't really have much credence in these. He doesn't really have any kind of weight.
Hmm.
Like when he talks, he's doing this. He wrings his hands a lot.
Yeah.
Like it's an anxiety thing, and it's just like
Yeah.
give the dude like he's still a great mind, but he's just in this. He's a little bit of a kind of. He's like the useless nephew who they've got to take along with them
Yeah.
because they're babysitting him. So I'm a bit annoyed by that.
But it will be interesting, obviously, the end credits scene.
Oh, we're not talking about the end credit scene.
No, Captain Marvel, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that. I wish I'd like recognized the symbol.
Yeah, because again, that's one
otherwise,
that's
yeah.
not. That was very. They're not pandering to the general public, are they? 'Cause
No, not at
No.
all.
very few people are really going to get that as a reference immediately offhand.
I mean,
Yeah,
it
'cause
was
I think
exciting
I was
once you
saying to you,
figured it out.
didn't I? Like if I recognised that in the cinema, I think I would have just jumped.
Yeah. Because obviously she's so powerful, and now that Nick Fury's sort of
Well,
vanished for now.
Gone as well, yeah. So, yeah, we were talking about it a little
Samuel
bit before.
Jackson, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm
Mother
glad. I'm glad they let him do that. That was cool. But yeah, I was saying to Soph, I feel like the film, and obviously it's run where it kind of ends with Thanos, and then it's cut to black and credits. But I feel like the whole film has to kind of end. If you take that post-credit scene and put it at the end, that's supposed to be the whole film.
Yeah.
Because then that end credit scene alone just kind of gives everyone a bit of hope. Because what we've heard about Captain Marvel so far is she's the most powerful hero ever seen yet.
Because I thought Scarlet Witch is kind of technically the most powerful so far, right?
One of them, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
So
And-
Captain Marvel does. Yeah.
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
Cool. That's
much
interesting.
more.
When's her film out?
Her film comes out right before the next Infinity War next year.
I
But
like the
is
casting.
this supposed to be separate? Like,
Yeah,
you know what
it
I mean?
shows her origins. It's basically it's her origin story. It's set in the 90s, so Nick Fury's in it as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say
which
I
is
saw
the reason
photos
why
of
he
them.
pages her.
Yeah.
But I think it'll show kind of where she is right now as well.
Because
and
she
I
was
think that
intended
film will-
to be in these films,
Yeah,
but they
she was,
decided
yeah.
instead we'll give her an origin and then bring her in the next half.
Yeah.
She needs
And they've already
it,
shot the
don't
next half as well, which I didn't know.
Oh, yeah.
They did a year straight shooting.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
They did,
Yeah, yeah.
They're all done.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
But
Sorry.
no, that's all right. I just feel like that's actually quite a good way to end it because it kind of ends with hope rather than despair.
Yeah, because it did end a bit like, well, oh, what?
Yeah, pretty
So
much.
it can end like that, like, oh no, look at all these people, but we know that a good 90% of them are coming back. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not really as much despair because it's like, well, I wonder how many of these are coming back.
See, I don't want to go into predictions or anything, but I feel like most of the people who are kind of
Dusty.
yeah, I feel like the most of, no, I feel like most of the people who have left survived, which are the original Avengers, I feel like most
They'll
of them are
die.
gonna die
Yeah.
to like kind of sacrifice themselves to bring back the new people and kind of start the new Avengers.
Yeah, well, 100% I think that Tony Stark's going to die before...
Don't want to go into predictions.
It's fine, I'm gonna have
You're
to.
going to do this. Go
Just, he'll die as Pepper Potts is saying, I'm pregnant, or she'll tell someone else, while meanwhile somewhere else he's dying.
on. Babe will come out with a little mustache.
That's gotta... It's got to end that way, right? Or she dies when she's pregnant.
I
and
think
he's
he's. I
left.
think he's gone.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Captain America, it's
I
got to
thi-
be gone.
See, I feel like I've heard people talk about both Captain America and Iron Man dying,
Yeah.
but I think if they're gonna redo the whole Soul Stone thing, I think Captain America will sacrifice himself and give Tony the gauntlet.
Oh, maybe. But it's
I'm
that
not
time.
sure.
He's one of
They'd
my
want,
favourite
it
Avengers.
seems to me like they'd want to give it to a normal human. Maybe they'll give it. No, they won't. All right, I was going to say Spider-Man, but he's too much of a kid.
He's, yeah.
By the way, we were speaking of Spider-Man. I was saying after the film, I don't know whether anybody else had this experience, but he did like his little kind of emotional speech as he was going into Dusk with Tony Stark, But I was convinced the whole time that he was actually not going to go into dusk and survive, and it'd be a little joke. Because again, the stakes are not very consistent. So I just had no connection with him. It could have been a real strong moment, but because I was like, he's not going to die. This is a joke. This is a joke. I just felt nothing, and then he actually did go into dust, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
that did hit with me.
I got upset because of how much he was panicking, but there was a thought where it's like any minute he's going to be like, Tony's going to be like, what you doing?
Yeah, because especially with Stark as well, like he'd be sarcastic about it. It'd be like a little moment, but
I thought Stark was gunners halfway through when he got stabbed.
Yeah.
I literally just kind of went,
yeah, your boy,
yeah, I'd love Tony Stark. I love Robert Downey Jr. But yeah, anyway, shall we move on to Anna? Yeah, shall we move on to the 10-star movie review?
Yeah.
This is the 10-star movie review where we put films through the ultimate test. For every question we vote yes, the film gets
1 star.
Hey, you both got it right this week.
Yeah, we did.
The ultimate goal?
10 stars.
10 stars. There are 3 of us,
behind.
so the majority vote wins, though half stars vote for contention when necessary. You know what?
Sorry.
This entire podcast is just me and Dale just muttering to each other and you trying to do something.
All right, okay, so a small
Let's
disclaimer.
Get half stars.
I've already said that one.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm just summarising.
Right, the ratings we give don't always match our enjoyment or experience of the film. It's just a rating system. Right, we're done. Are we ready to go?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Right. Question number 1. No, don't worry.
I don't get it. You got the all
beep, beep, beep. Does the story make sense?
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, what? Whoa.
No, that sounded. Did you
was
hear
the
that?
chair.
Was it the chair?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
it's
was
my
going to say
chair.
that was very squelchy otherwise.
Okay, so yeah, 1 star. Question number 2. Did the script and the dialogue feel natural between the characters?
This is where maybe my whole thing about the little quips and stuff, I might say, I don't know whether I could maybe be persuaded a half star, but I wouldn't give it the star.
Half star because a lot of the jokes and stuff just didn't seem like they should naturally be there. So
it didn't feel like as many were landing as they have in previous films as well. Like, the Guardians was really funny. Some of the other ones, there's been a lot of jokes that have hit, whereas this one, there was a few big laughs, like the rabbit thing, and a few Spider-Man got some good laughs, but it did feel like a lot of them were just people we just got past him and got back into the next punch from Thanos.
yeah.
All right. Yeah, no, it's fair enough. I'll settle with a half star. I think it's just mainly because that's the kind of the context of these films. That's their style. So in the style itself, it makes sense.
But that's what I'm saying. Like with everybody, like that cinema there wasn't that much laughing going on during that film, from what I remember. I don't know whether you disagree, but it didn't feel like there was people.
Only certain parts, but I think it was the main parts that kind of got us all. Like like the Drax with certain.
There was a few,
lines.
Yeah.
but just with the amount of those kind of lines that there wasn't a commensurate amount of like laughing going on.
Yeah. Okay, so half star.
Half star.
All right. Question number 3. Did you believe that the world of the film existed?
Yeah, it's been set up over like 93 of these films, right?
If we could say 93 years then.
But yeah, even just like the new worlds that we get to see as well, I thought that was really cool. Although just like the transitions that they use, the text to say where they are, just space. I thought that was quite funny. Okay, so question number 4. Did you believe that the characters exist in the world of the film?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like say for all the same reasons. Question number 5. Did you get emotionally invested in the characters? I have to say yes because A, it's me. B, these. Oh, did I say A? Yeah. I did.
Yeah.
B,
A,
these kind of films,
A.
and C, because when Tony Stark got stabbed, I physically jumped out of my seat, of like, oh no. So I can't. Say
Yeah, I think that's
no.
just because you're a big nerd, don't it?
I think especially with the amount of films that they've been, I would have expected myself to have more attachment, but I didn't. No real emotional connection with anybody.
That's the only problem I think with this whole cinematic universe, and specifically the way that they announce films, because it's like, okay, so if they hadn't announced what's coming out in the next couple of years, when everyone died now, you'd be like, oh shit, everyone's gone.
Yeah.
Whereas we know Black Panther's going to get a sequel, we know Spider-Man's got a sequel coming out. It's like,
maybe.
Well, they're coming back, so what's the point in getting invested in it? Because they're just going to come back anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably part of it.
Which is why, like within the other films and stuff, I think that's why they try and keep contracts under wraps now, because it's like, oh, they know Chris Evans is, his contract's ending, or no, Robert Downey Jr.'s contract's ending, so it's like, oh, so they're going to die, but then they don't, so then you're like, oh, okay. Which I think is probably just a bit more secretive thing on Marvel's part in order for us to get more invested.
Yeah, but I still think even as characters in themselves, you know, I've been a lot more emotionally tied into characters that have had a lot less time on screen than these people have. And with all of them, no one dying was like upsetting to me. There wasn't anybody who I was like, ah, to that degree. Like I was going to go into further, but just not really.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything there for me.
I think Vision was just upsetting just because of how much he's progressed. I saw the emotion with Gamora and Thanos, and I saw like how much she was hurt, and then he cried. But like I cry at every film we go and watch, but I didn't cry at that film.
That's a lie. That's to take it down.
Yeah, I got welled up at Spider-Man just getting worked up, but that's about it. So I wouldn't even give it half a star for this one. I don't think.
Fair enough. So both of you say no star.
Yeah.
All right. Question number 6: did the film visually and audibly please you?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a good thing to watch.
I love the scores of these films. I love the way that all the different worlds looked. So
Yeah.
all the different landscape shots as well. I thought were really good. Even like the stuff in Wakanda.
Yeah, I was going to say the Wakanda stuff was cool.
Yeah.
Even it was even the same battlefield, and it still worked. In that sense, with the dome as well.
I love the way the dome was just like such a small. Like when they said bring it down, I thought it was going to be the whole thing. It was just like no, just this tiny little part.
Yeah. Those creatures are interesting though.
Yeah, they were
creepy. How many there were as well.
Yeah, and just kind of going into genocidal mode as well, killing themselves.
Yeah.
No, they should be explored hopefully in the future.
I hope so.
But question number 7: were you diegetically absorbed into the film? I'm going to say yes.
Yes.
That's no for me. But I can see where you guys are coming from. I can see how you would be. It could have easily just been that I was tired from all the food.
Yeah.
And I'd also had a pint, so maybe that didn't help. But yeah, I wasn't that absorbed.
Yeah, because as soon as the credits came on, I was like, what? That's not been 2.5 hours.
I thought it went very quickly.
Yeah, it really did.
Part. Maybe you didn't.
Yeah, probably dragged for you. Or you were asleep for
I was
half of
fine. I was trying to stay awake, so it didn't go that bad. Just every time there was one of those lines or like just something that I felt that wasn't kind of right. And I was just looking around as well because I was curious to see what the people were reacting. Yeah. Because I was like, from what I've heard about this film beforehand, it's incredible. And this is just not doing it for me. And is it doing it for everybody else? And people seem to be pretty into it. So, yeah.
All right, so 1 star with that. Question number 8: did the film have a good ending?
No.
It felt, I don't know, it didn't have any, it could have had a really massive impact, all the people going into dust.
Yeah.
But just for me, it felt a bit kind of confusing and a bit like, well, what's this mean for everything? Because I don't really know. And we hadn't seen it happen before with Thanos' half-world thing, so I didn't really know. I was like, I presume this is Thanos, but is this how simply it happens, or is this now he's got the stone, or like we could have seen him doing something to make it happen? But I just felt a bit confused.
He clicked.
Yeah.
Oh, he clicked his fingers?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't really notice.
Just backtracking, we said we didn't know about Black Panther and his sister.
Yeah.
We do know about Black Panther.
He's gone, yeah.
Okay, I forgot.
Just his sister,
I literally just remembered the scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even with that cutscene, I know you really enjoyed it, but I think for a lot of people, they could have done they could have tied it to Captain Marvel. They could have made it a bit clearer that, like, you know, this little pager thing isn't just, because I just thought it was like a general call out to S.H.I.E.L.D. or something.
Yeah, me too.
But I didn't realize it was a specific thing to one person. So they could have had, like, I know they showed a symbol, but I was like, maybe that's some S.H.I.E.L.D. symbol, I don't know.
Yeah, that's more for people who specifically know that character, I think.
Maybe it could even have just been a Captain Marvel's coming December 2019 or something.
Even if it was just like paging like Carol Danvers, then that would have been, because most people,
I would have liked that
know
more than actually Captain Marvel if it had just said the character name, because then it would be like, who's Carol Danvers? But no, I think that would have made it a lot better for me as well, because then I would have had the hope thing you're talking about. Yeah. When instead I was just like, all right, you sent out a distress single. Good job, Nick Fury.
Yeah, well done.
So you're saying no for the ending?
I'd say no.
Okay, I'm outnumbered there. I thought it was like a decent, because I expected a cliffhanger, so I thought it was a good way to kind of end it, because you're like, okay, I'm waiting for the next one now.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't always like films that do that, but then I know it's part 1 and part 2, so I'm a bit split. Yeah. But I'm outvoted anyway, so it don't even matter. Question number 9. I don't even know if this is relevant to this. Did the film successfully relay its message to you?
It wasn't really a message.
I know. So
we can't really give it.
I know. I need to get another question. I'm sorry about that. So
I mean, I suppose as opposed to a message, it's just, is it like an enjoyable 2.5-hour film experience? That's all this is trying to be, right?
Yeah, I suppose that's more of a subjective view of it as well.
Yeah, which I say it would be. 'Cause it won't
Maybe so.
pass.
It's like, would you watch this film again? We're just making up questions here. Well,
I think as opposed, because it's not trying to get a message, all it's trying to do is just be an enjoyable film experience, right? So I'm saying if that's its message, it's probably done that for most people.
oh yeah, yeah.
So I presume you two will probably give it the one on that.
Yeah.
And I'll abstain. Because I do think I need to watch it again. I might watch it again and be like, wow, this was so much fun. It might have just been, because, you know, there's a lot of different moods you kind of go through before a film, and it might have just been like, I wasn't quite in the right mood, or I was a bit tired, or whatever it might have been. It might have just taken me out of it and that experience. And then I just kept following that rabbit hole of thinking. Whereas maybe if I watched it a second time, I'd be like, okay, I can see what I was missing the first time.
Sweet rabbit hole. Sorry. So that's the start
That's
of that
very
question.
uncomfortable.
And question number 10: did the film have a personal impact on you?
He's going to try and get you a rocket soon. Go for it, Matt.
It didn't really have a specific personal impact apart from it made me a very happy man. and it's something.
That slowly sunk in. That's why that weird laugh came out. It got weirder as the more.
Yeah, no, I'm just. I've been waiting for this film for a very long time, and I thought it paid off. So yeah.
No, fair enough, man. That's good.
Yeah, I don't think that many films could have a personal impact on you.
No.
Directly.
how
So
many
I
stars we
wouldn't
at?
say we're at
I don't know, let me
6.5.
Just recount. Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to double check, or is that what you know?
I mean, you can do it.
Go for it.
All right. 1, 2,
Half.
3. No, yeah. 1, half, 2,
1/2, 2.
2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5.
Hey, you
Thank
got it
you.
right.
Thanks, guys, for your beliefs. I can count up to 6.5.
So we're below.
Shut up. Sorry?
We're below the, like, if you look on an IMDb or whatever, the people rating thing tends to be very high. Like, you're it's still hovering around 9, I think. Obviously, that'll go down as time goes by because it happens to all films when they're new.
Yeah.
But critic rating is a bit more in line with us, I think. I
Yeah.
think the Metascore was about 68%.
Oh, yeah. But that's our critical view. Like, for me, if it was my personal view, it'd be like 98%.
Yeah, no, it definitely hit. That's the thing, is when it's something as personally attaching to you and it doesn't disappoint, that's a miracle in itself.
Yeah.
Because if it's something you've been waiting for that long and it's not a letdown in some way, it's really an impressive achievement. But just for me, I think as well, maybe if I'd have watched this 3 years ago, then it would have been like the little one-liners and stuff wouldn't have annoyed me. Maybe if we're in a bit more of a kind of optimistic general world, then that could have helped as well. But just overall, those little things kind of hindered the experience for me.
Yeah, no, for yourself.
And Thanos.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Overall, really
yeah.
liked it.
Yeah, no, I love this film.
I definitely watch it again. So
Yeah.
that's kind of better than the 6.5 I'd normally get.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll probably go watch it in the week, won't we?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm going to
Oh,
try and see
yeah.
this as many times as I can as well. So
That's
it's
a
on a
sinner.
big screen.
Yeah, like yesterday I was at work and Matt was like, yeah, so I might go and watch it while you're at work and then we'll watch it tomorrow night. And I was like, what? You can't just, as soon as you get out of the cinema, meet me and we'll go
I
again.
can. Yeah, no, I just had a really good time with this. Hope everyone who listened to this agreed or disagreed with us, whatever. This is just our view.
I just hope they have an opinion.
Yeah, I hope they do.
Yeah.
Shall we end the episode
Let's
there?
do
Yeah,
it.
let's do it.
All right. Well, thank you very much for
You're
listening to this podcast. Not you.
My
You
pleasure.
work here. Yeah, thank you very much for to listening to this episode of Tripod Talk. If you want to keep listening to us, you can find us on YouTube, SoundCloud, Stitcher, iTunes, any sort of podcast app that you are on. Just subscribe to us and listen to us every week. We're a bit up and down about what days we're uploading on. We're trying to figure out a specific day, but that might be changing soon, so it's on a specific day. Don't worry, it's fine. I don't know who I'm saying that to.
Is that to us?
I don't
I wasn't
know.
worried, I'm now.
Yeah. I've been Matt Lidster, I've been your host, and I've been joined by my wonderful co-hosts, Miss Sophie Ellis
See ya.
and Mr. Delanmoy.
See ya.
We shall see you soon. See you.
Bye.
Night.